Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. If you would like to support this channel, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And now, let's start with the first story. It's called Company Car. I used to work for a Dutch tech company, TechCo, that paid 19 cents per kilometer when I traveled by my own car to customers. After a year of doing so, I calculated the actual car costs, over 32 cents per kilometer versus the money I had gotten, and found out I was over 2,000 euros at loss. I did not want to continue like this. I talked to my manager about it and asked for a better compensation deal, but there was no deal to be made. A bigger travel expense was out of the question. There wasn't an alternative form of compensation, no lump sum, not a newer company phone or laptop, no lease car. Lease cars were only for people who traveled 50,000 kilometers per year or managers. Like my manager. He emailed, "Well, you can borrow my company car between 9 and 5 when I have no external meetings. I live almost next to big client that I had to visit frequently. My company is an hour away in the other direction." So you probably guessed it. I drove an hour to the office, got the company car at the earliest possibility and drove an hour back to big client. I left early because I had to turn the car in on time and then drove home again. Did this for a month or two when big client asked why I wasn't there as much as I used to, and I explained the situation. This is when I found out that my manager billed my travel time, 4 hours every visit, to big client. So they paid the same and got a lot less value for money. Big client boss said he'd make this right. 2 calls later, I had an apology, a big bonus for my trouble, and that company car was mine. The manager was moved to another branch because he didn't have the client's best interest at stake. The next story is called Training Opportunity. I work in healthcare. Sometimes I have to log onto an insurance website for a code, which is entered into the outer system to apply for benefits. Sometimes the patient cannot be found in the insurance company's system. I can't find the patient I'm working with. The patient is a known jerk. "Get me someone who knows what they are doing." The patient belts out. A coworker hears this and comes over. He gives me a ring. He knows I know what I'm doing and knows I didn't make any mistakes in trying to retrieve her insurance information. The patient gives a quick summation. Coworker informs the patient, "We are going to use this as a training opportunity." Coworker begins talking to me like Mr. Rogers explaining that fish live in water. "What's the first thing we do?" Coworker asks. "Open the internet browser," I say like a 7-year-old who just realized he needs to regroup before subtracting 24 minus 7. "Yes, open the browser." I open the browser. "What do we do next?" "Go to the insurance website." "You are coming along well." Walks me through each step slowly and painfully, and I keep on acting. It took about 15 minutes for us to discover she was not in the insurance company A database because she had insurance company B. The third story is called New Rules. I work in the hotel industry in a busy city. This specific property was completely run down after 2020, and everyone left, except one person. Everyone there is new to the property, most even new to hospitality, even managers, even HR. A few of the rules set by the new management were that we can't even have as much as a bottle of water behind the front desk to drink between guests or when there's a lull in check-ins or check-outs. We have to put it in the bell closet that is nowhere near the front desk. I have to exit my pod, go around the corner out of sight into the lobby and go into the closet to take a sip of water. Sweet, got it. And we cannot use the public restrooms on the main floor because it is unprofessional to guests. We have to go down to the basement. This bathroom is the housekeeper's bathroom. All their clothes are in there. They have a shower. They are always getting ready in there at the sink and every stall is always taken. Okay, got it. Sweet. Not even 2 months ago I was hospitalized for dehydration, so drinking water is vital for me. Therefore I require a lot of fluids and a lot of bathroom trips follow. So what could have easily been gulps of water between groups of guests at the desk and simple 3-minute bathroom trips on the same level as me are now 15-minute ordeals each time. So I got it. Full line of guests arriving that need to get into their rooms. Full line of guests leaving that need to catch their taxis to get to the airport. I'm sorry, I need water and to use the bathroom. Be back in 15. My manager quickly realizes that I am gone for more than 2 minutes and the lines are building as they are watching from the cameras downstairs and scold me when I come up. He tells me that we don't get breaks, only one unpaid lunch during our shift and I am abusing time paid. That I need to save those activities for my unpaid meal. I tell him, I am sorry, I was told it looks unprofessional to use this bathroom around the corner in the lobby and also told I cannot keep a water bottle with me. My only option is to go where you tell me to go. And with those instructions, it takes me 10 to 15 minutes to drink some water and make the trek to the basement bathroom. There I wait for a stall to open, and then wait for a sink to open, and then make my way upstairs again. He knew he couldn't tell me I can't drink water during my shift or that I can use the bathroom on the clock, and he sticks by his rules. So now he has to keep his mouth shut when I'm gone for whatever time I please. Other employees have followed suit, and reviews pointing out long wait times are pouring in. My managers sit in their offices and don't assist with the lines in any way. We are just doing what we are told, sir. The next story is called Information Unclear. Many years ago, when I was new to professional work, I worked in IT for a bank. I was in charge of managing the phone systems. As things progressed, they wanted fancier and fancier features. One of these new features was to provide a close for the holiday type experience, kindly greeting the caller and informing them that we were closed for the holiday. This also disallowed any calls to be passed through to any agents, preventing anyone from accidentally sitting on hold forever and no one being there to take the call. This was a simple enough task. I just needed a table of holidays to compare against. I reached out to my manager, who referred me to one of the bank higher-ups, who referred me to someone else. I requested multiple times for the list of holidays over several weeks. My manager started getting on my case as to why the new feature wasn't live. Eventually, I gave up and put together a list of holidays that I was fairly confident was accurate. I sent it off, copying my management and the others, and received back a casual, "Looks good." I implemented the process and away we went. A couple of months later, I came back into the office on a Monday morning to be met with several higher-ups and my manager. They were livid and demanded to know why in the world the phone system was shut down for the weekend. Not understanding, I explained that the new feature had been implemented months ago and it was a holiday, so of course it was off. This is when I learned there were holidays, and then there were holidays. I learned that banks have laws that govern when they get to close their offices. How was I supposed to know that local state holidays didn't count? I showed them my email communication and that I had been given a nod on my proposed list of holidays. There was nothing they could do. They knew they had screwed up. I had loads of phone agents across several departments that were super happy with me that their holiday was spent peacefully and quiet. I think they were eventually sent home early too. Not sure why, but it took them several hours to notice that no one was getting any calls. Then it took them a while more to figure out why. Oddly enough, I had a definite list of bank holidays provided within minutes of being in the office. The last story is called If. Back when I was younger, with a lot of attitude and a loud mouth, I worked for a nice Italian restaurant in my hometown. I didn't have a single issue with management until 7 months into my employment when a male manager joined the team. He was a bit of a misogynist. He would make backhanded comments about women, and he only had issues with the female staff. He wrote me up for some ridiculous reasons. One being opening the dock door too hard. It was a heavy steel door that you had to put some muscle into to open. He fired another lady who was pregnant for asking to be put in a section closest to the kitchen. She filed a lawsuit and won too. One day I walked into work. He pulled me into the office immediately and presented me with a write-up slip. It was because I was not wearing a belt. The dress code stated, "If pants have belt loops, a belt must be worn." Okay, my uniform that day didn't comply with the dress code. The issue was that I hadn't worn a belt in 7 months while he and the other managers never mentioned it. In my opinion, the appropriate thing to say would have been, "Hey, I see you haven't been wearing a belt and we haven't been enforcing it. The dress code says you must wear a belt if you have belt loops. I'll give you X amount of days to purchase one before I start enforcing." But no, I just got a straight write-up. So I went home and cut all the belt loops off all of my work pants. The next day, immediately upon walking in, he asked where my belt was. I pointed to my pants and said, "Where are my belt loops?" The employee handbook stated, "If there are belt loops, but I no longer had bad loops. Let's just say it didn't make him like me anymore, but I felt like a hero standing up to him in such a petty manner. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories and today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and want to support me, please subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.